DAO1 just got bigger. They've rolled out more tokens and coins,
Right.
and they specifically highlight Bitcoin and wrapped Bitcoin. So BTC and wBTC are now actually live inside DAO1.
Yeah, that's the core of it.
So, okay, for the average person using DO1, what does more tokens actually mean on the ground? Like, beyond just having more choices, what's really changing?
Well, it's interesting. The source itself kind of explains it directly. It talks about bringing in more rails and
Uh-huh.
more market exposure.
Okay, more rails. What does that look like?
So think of it like adding major highways
Hmm.
for assets like Bitcoin. So highly efficient, maybe lower cost ways for BTC to actually flow into DAO1 and move around within it.
Ah, okay, so less like adding a side street, more like building an interstate connection.
Exactly. It's like upgrading from, say, a small local airstrip to a huge international airport.
Yeah,
Suddenly, moving these big assets around is just way easier, way faster.
right.
And that lets you build new kinds of financial stuff, things that maybe weren't really feasible before within just DAO1.
That makes sense. So
Yeah,
better infrastructure, basically.
pretty much. More robust.
And the other part, you mentioned more market exposure. How does bringing in a giant like Bitcoin give DAO1 more exposure? And crucially, how does that help the users?
Well, Bitcoin isn't just any asset. It comes with enormous liquidity, global recognition.
Mm.
It's huge.
True.
So more market exposure means DAO1 plugs directly into that massive pool of liquidity and activity.
Okay.
For you, the user, that could mean, say, better prices when you transact, less slippage maybe.
Ah, right, because there's more volume.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it also opens the door for potentially a lot more people globally, people who hold Bitcoin,
Yeah.
to come into the DAO1 ecosystem.
So it attracts more capital, more activity overall, makes the whole thing feel, I guess, bigger and maybe more resilient.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. A broader, more resilient environment.
Okay, so we've got better plumbing with the rails and a bigger connection to the wider market with exposure. Now let's bring it back home. How does this actually, like, tangibly benefit you, the listener, using DAO1 day to day?
Right.
The source is pretty clear. It says this creates more opportunities for you to grow inside DAO1, and it flags multi-currency commissions. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, this is where it gets really practical for people. Multi-currency commissions, it's not just jargon.
Okay.
It could fundamentally change how you earn inside DAO1. It means you might be able to get your commissions paid out not just in the native token, but maybe directly in Bitcoin.
Oh, interesting.
Or maybe use wBTC to pay for certain things within the platform. It just gives you way more, flexibility.
Flexibility in how you manage your earnings, basically.
Exactly. Think about it, maybe fewer steps converting between tokens.
Right.
Or maybe you prefer holding your earnings straight up in something like Bitcoin.
Yeah, for stability or just broader use, that could really impact how you manage your portfolio there.
For sure. It streamlines things.
Yeah.
Makes it more efficient for you personally.
That kind of direct benefit, that flexibility, yeah, I can see how that would be a big deal. And it feels like that seamlessness ties into the next point the source makes.
Mm.
It says every upgrade is a bigger playground for wealth creation. It sounds like this isn't a one-off, but part of a bigger strategy.
Absolutely. It really hammers home that main message from the source.
Yeah,
This isn't just about, collecting more logos or more tokens.
right.
It's about boosting the actual utility,
Mm.
creating more ways for people to interact, generate value, build wealth within DAO1.
Okay.
And yeah, these kinds of expansions, they really reflect what's happening across decentralized finance generally. This push towards more interoperability.
Interoperability, meaning things working together better.
Exactly. Like instead of these crypto ecosystems being separate islands, they're starting to build bridges, speak the same language, which
Oh.
makes it easier for your assets, your value, to move around and be used in new ways across different platforms.
Yeah,
It's a pretty powerful trend.
definitely sounds powerful. So the source wraps up with this message: keep rowing, keep winning.
A call to action.
Yeah. So maybe the final thought for you, our listener, is this. As these digital ecosystems keep linking up, keep expanding, what totally new ways might you find to use these connections for your own financial journey? Something to think about.